we're about to get this started. Oop. Soon, Sabi will be in here. And we'll get the racers going.
I'm here. Hello.
Welcome, welcome. I'm gonna see if they're ready.
We have another purple timer here. We've all, we were actually... Oh. Sorry, didn't have my own stream muted. But, yes, another purple timer. We're actually just discussing about how almost every race so far, in fact, I believe every race so far, has had some issue with the formatting on at least one person's part. But that's all right. This is the first round of the Swiss bracket, which will go on for 5 whole rounds. So there's plenty of time to fix this for every runner, including myself, who suffered from what looks like the exact same problem as Mr. Incognito.
Would you happen to know what Mr. Incognito's Discord in the Hollow Knight Discord is?
Yes. It should be... It should be Mr. Incognito, just spelled as that. Mr. Period Incognito. He won't have a blue name.
Oh, I see.
He will not have a blue name if that's what you're looking for.
Sorry, let me move my mic a bit closer. Is that better, Chomps? Okay, there he is. Okay, we're just getting the racers. Hopefully we can adjust the streams so that they line up as well.
We're getting a little bit of frame drops on Mr. Incognito's stream, but I believe that the tournament organizers gave him the go-ahead on that. It's not going to affect too much. Just a little visual jumps, but his game should be running fine. I think the left runner is usually the higher seed chomps, which I think would give them a higher chance of...
No, the left runner is whoever made the date.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna count down the runners about now. Sounds good?
Yep, if they're ready, absolutely.
One and go. All right. So there's going to be a bit of delay on the stream while it catches up. There's going to be some delay that'll have to work out. Good luck to both.
And just to set a little bit of expectation for the race, Cerpin text, quite the experienced runner, having done Dark Souls before Hollow Knight as a speed game. Mr. Incognito, a brand new runner, and he seems very excited for this tournament. He says he's been putting in quite a bit of practice. He's very hopeful for this run. Does not have a submitted PB yet, but I believe that today we'll be able to rectify this situation.
Fingers crossed. There they go.
All right. Both of them starting at almost the exact same time. Exactly what you want to see. I believe if the difference ends up being like more than a second, SpeedGaming will be able to correct that.
Yep. Little bit of extra... Oh, he's not spamming the button. Makes sense, makes sense. I'm sure we'll be able to get that all fixed pretty quickly here, though.
Yeah, it's always interesting watching the battle of experienced versus new. Um, Especially being a newer runner to all skills, specifically myself. Um, having experienced that, knowing
Search
what an uphill battle it is.
is definitely very difficult. Learning and everything. Ooh, Incognito, unfortunately, having a rough go at the early King's Pass movement. But I'm sure he can recover.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Serp, however, doing pretty good in her run. Falling down the well pretty quickly here. Like, oh, wait, the timer's not going.
Yeah, the timer appears to be completely broken
Please.
on Incognito's part.
um,
We'll try to rectify this
we'll have
as
to
best as
do. We'll
possible.
have to do a restart.
Very likely. We should probably ping Serp first, just so that
Yeah.
she doesn't get too far ahead of herself. Um, I'll try and work it out with Incognito if you do that. Believe.
I'm not sure how long it'll take for both parties to realize we got one. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you, sir.
What was Serpent's idea?
I said slurp, but I meant to say slurrent. But you know,
Oh,
it's it's just a thing. Oh, and that's not even the correct Twitch. Unfortunate.
okay. It looks like he's gotten our message.
Has he? Okay, good.
Yeah, he appears to be quitting out, so I'm seeing this on his stream live. So we're going to need. We're gonna. He's gonna need to change some settings, I think, to get that to work.
Maybe
Um,
restart the timer. Yeah, he has a completely different. There you go. Thank you, sir.
I'm letting him know that he might have opened the timer before the game, and that causes it not to function. Okay.
Well, that's a unfortunate start, but hey, it happens. We'll get a reset here.
Should
Uh,
work now.
Truly
I'm
incognito.
gonna.
Yeah, that's a good idea. If you could tell Incognito to test his timer.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling him right
Yeah.
now. Sorry if I'm not communicating very clearly, but I'm not a person who can type and speak at the same time very well. Fortunately, not a skill that is usually required during commentary.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, yeah.
in this particular case,
Hold with
Not
us,
much.
chat. We'll get the run going as soon as we can.
It's all right. Apparently, it is not entirely uncommon in this situation. Insomnia once was it Insomnia or MC? One of my friends, when we were racing, said that it was very common for one of the timers not to be working. We know that is likely due to opening live split before the game, so
Mhm.
it's a very simple fix.
And if that doesn't work, well, something's horribly wrong. Which we're hoping that doesn't happen.
Um, he's seeking to start the timer manually because he does not believe that his timer is functional.
Interesting.
Is anyone familiar with live split enough to know if manually starting the timer will still allow for auto splits? It should, I believe. And would
Does it
Cerpin be okay with him manually starting the timer?
doesn't have any auto split set up? Is that possible that it just doesn't have any auto split set up? Auto split probably not set up. It won't work.
If auto split is not set up, it wouldn't work.
It won't do
All
loadless.
right,
That's true. So I
I'm.
think.
It won't do loadless with a manual start, even with auto split.
Yeah, I believe that is the case.
That would be. We might have to contact tournament organizers here, just to sort this out. Honestly, if we're not able to sort this out soon, it might end up being a reschedule of some sort.
Mm-hmm. Blank set of splits. It's not a bad idea either. Just give them some splits.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, there's probably more. I shouldn't have said that a possible reschedule because I'm sure there's possible solutions that I'm not aware of. So
There's a blank set pinned in Discord, in I'm guessing the All Skills channel.
yeah, that would make sense. All skills empty LSS. Got it.
That would be great.
Oh, he says he's figured out the issue.
Oh,
I'm waiting on his word. Imported the layout. So when he imported the layout, it was not capturing the appropriate game. So he just had to set Hollow Knight as the appropriate game, and he believes that it will be functioning.
okay.
That's interesting because, yeah, when I imported the layout, I don't believe that I had to change any settings, but, everyone has a different setup. I would
Mm-hmm.
not be surprised if some minor differences were to cause some major changes.
Yeah, it's a finicky thing. No, I don't believe that's an OBS problem.
Yeah, it shouldn't be connected to OBS. He would be talking about the imported layout for live split specifically, because if someone was asking in chat, I'm not quite looking in chat, trying to keep up with the DMs
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah. I'll keep the chat. No, we were talking when he imported the live split, the whatever that is layout. So if we can get another test from Incognito after he sets up the proper
Yep,
thing, that'd be great.
I've asked him to test it out, so
Thank you for your patience, everyone. We'll get this race going as soon as we can. Yeah, sir, if you wouldn't mind turning on some music, might help.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. We usually don't have music going during the race, so that's why we don't have any music going right now, but
Mhm.
obviously the race has stopped, so.
Taco coming in with the raid. Hello everyone. It's a little scuffed right now, but we'll get it working. We'll get it working soon.
Mhm. Currently just waiting on response from Mr. Incognito. Said he believed that he fixed the problem, but it doesn't appear that he's moved for a while.
Is his stream okay or
It's live, it's moving, but his character's just standing still. There's been no motion to quit out or anything.
right?
Alright, he's going to quit out of Hollow Knight and attempt to resolve these issues.
Okay. Again, for anyone that's arriving, we're working out some technical difficulties right now. We'll get the race going as soon as we can. Thank you for your patience. Congratulations, Taco. That's a really good time. Massive PB. You'll get there soon. Don't worry, don't worry. This race should be using normalizer. I'm hoping both participants has the load normalizer put in their game. There's a couple of people that haven't had it, but hoping that everyone does in the future. If not, we'll get it fixed. But you know. Indeed. Oh, I see Incognito's screen shifting. Girl power indeed. Yeah, for everyone joining in, we're having some technical difficulties right now with Mr. Incognito's live split. We're trying to work it out. We'll get the race started as soon as we can. Thank you for your patience.
I'm sorry, I believe I was muted. Incognito is going to give us just another test run just to see if the live split is functioning properly.
Wonderful.
It looks like it is. I see the timer ticking. He's falling into King's Pass. Excellent.
That hasn't quite showed up on stream yet, or our stream, but the restream.
Yeah, the restream will be a little bit behind just because it has to go through 2 layers of Twitch lag, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too noticeable when you're just chatting one-on-one with a streamer, but when you're restreaming a stream, there's that second layer that suddenly makes it seem so much longer.
Right.
But it looks like his live split is functional, so we'll go
Wonderful.
another countdown. Just like yesterday, both Rhino and I got to do 1 countdown each. I think I'll take this one, Sylvie.
Good idea.
All right.
Is it not game time, Nader, do you think? They'll look like real time?
Look like real time?
So Nader Tater said that.
He does have an eye for this. The timer did feel like it started a little early.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to double check because, yeah, I do believe Nate is right that the timer did start a little early.
Thank you for catching that. He also didn't inventory drop as well, neither. So if I don't know if that's a factor, but
No, it shouldn't. The timer. I don't believe the timer starts that high. But
right.
I mean, in any case, we just need him to check if it's in game time or real time. As long as it's in
Yeah.
game time, we should be fine.
Are we doing another test here?
He said he's doing another test, but I'm not entirely sure why, because it is a setting that should be visible.
Mm-hmm. That's real time for sure. 7 on ground again. Yeah, he does have a lot of lag. I think that's unfortunately to do with his computer. Sabi, someone is asking who won
Yes.
between you and Rhino yesterday. You and Rhino were commentating, weren't you?
Yes, that's right. Oh yeah, we were commentating together. We were not racing each other. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
If, for the confusion. My race was against Insomnia. Insomnia won that and by a mile, a country yard, some would say. It was a large amount of time. But that was expected. The first rounds were not very close for many duos.
Right click,
Just
change
to
person.
let you know, Insomnia is just on the case with these technical issues.
Ooh, lots of dogs.
Hmm. Oh, I'm very sorry about that.
Yeah. Doggos indeed.
I'll just mute temporarily. It's very loud puppies.
Oh, it's cute regardless, right? Somni is kind of a gamer. That is very true. Kind of a gamer. I don't think we're gonna boil or mash the pups. I think we're gonna let them live. I think it's a good idea. I want to see doggo pics now. That would be cute. Hello, Mycroft. We're doing quite well, thank you.
All right. I believe the dogs are quiet. He changed his settings to real time. We should be good. The only remaining issue is possibly the lag. We might try to go ahead just to see how viable it is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think I should probably start the countdown.
Yep.
All right. I'll make sure that both of them are paying attention to the race discussion.
No, you changed it from real time, Chomps.
Yes, from real time. Again, sorry if I'm unclear with my statements. I'm getting a little.
Mm-hmm. You're doing good. You're doing good.
Yeah.
That is unfortunately not Mr. Incognito's real Twitch account. They are both very wrong. Nor is it Serpentech's real Twitch account. Thank you so much, Sigma.
Yes, thank you. I think that these are actually they're meant to be the names that people wanted to be displayed, but I'm honestly not entirely sure how the format's supposed to be.
Yeah, I think there is some confusion with everything. And that is indeed some strong 7 FPS. Um, I would assume that Incognito's computer is not the most amazing. Um, but yeah, exactly. It's expensive to get good computers. Yeah, technical issues are still happening. We're going to be starting fairly soon. I'm thinking though.
Okay. Are you looking in races discussion, Sylvie?
I
Insomnia had
am.
some directions for us. All right, very good.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think we're ready to start the countdown again. Both of the runners are on the Steel Soul selection screen.
Dumb bot, behave. Thank you for bearing with us, everyone. We're some mega technical difficulties right now. We will be starting soon. Thank you again for your patience. Hopefully this day.
Do we have any? Is Serpin ready for another countdown?
Um,
I would assume she is. I just haven't seen her in the Discord right now.
yeah, there she is.
Okay, there we go. All right, we'll be going again in 4, 3, 2, 1. All right.
Okay, we're going again. Hopefully this time we'll be able to make it through. And the races should be starting very quickly here. Very, very quickly. Very quickly.
Again, this is more to do with the double layer of Twitch lag here with the restreaming, which is
Mhm.
not not really anything to do with technical difficulties. It's just the nature of this sort of business.
Given. Fair enough. We can manually plug the racers. Sigma, thank you for trying. Alright, there's Serp.
Again, I think the Incognito's stream is probably just going to be behind in general.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's going to be a delay in real time. So I think due to the nature of this stream, we are going to be focusing primarily on Serpentex's gameplay here. Not out of any bias towards a personal bias or anything about skill, just in terms of what we're able to see and commentate.
Yeah.
We'll be mostly going off of timers and stuff for Incognito, it seems.
Serp is indeed on normal mode, not Steel Soul. Is Mr. Incognito okay?
I would assume that his stream is okay, or not his stream, but that his game is okay, just not his stream. I'm checking in on that real quick.
Okay. Cerpin, unfortunately getting one hit, but recovering very well, having a very solid King's Pass. Yeah, I'm not sure what we're gonna do with the stream here.
I mean, Serpentext is a pretty amazing runner by my mark. Once again, somebody who started her speedrunning career in Dark Souls, a game renowned for its difficulty, though I think in reality in some ways a little easier than Hollow Knight, but definitely both interesting runs and should definitely grab the attention of the audience.
We're thinking Mr. Incognito's game is fine. It's just the stream that's not okay right now. At this point, I'm not entirely sure if there's going to be an actual race, or if we're just gonna be watching Serp and her lovely run.
I think the latter appears to be more likely. I'm trying to get a message out of Incognito. There's a possibility that he is already in a run and therefore unable to answer without losing time. So far, no response though. But Cerpin missing the double spike early and not getting the best cleanup, but a 151 walking out of that room honestly isn't terrible. So.
Yep.
She
and
surely
thank you so much, Sour Cream, for plugging the racers. Very much appreciated.
Make a good bot indeed.
Let's play it out. Okay. Thank you, Insomnia, for the input.
Okay.
Ooh, unfortunately does not jump far enough to clear the Gome, but still recovers very well. Can she get Statue Pogo?
Does she go for Statue Pogo? I think that's the real question.
She goes for it and gets it. Very professional. Oh, no. And
oh, the short hop. I've done that a few times in my runs, very recently, in fact.
Very sad.
But I think she's all right. It feels very terrible to take a fall like that, but I've checked and it really only takes about 6 seconds.
That was some interesting fall.
Oh, yeah. Enemy hitboxes in this game can get very interesting when it comes to reactions that the devs did not entirely predict. I assume even more so
still in mode
on the older patches.
So apparently Mr. Incognito has not even started yet, according to chat. Is this
Yeah,
gonna be another reset or?
that does appear to be the case. Once again, I've tried to message him, and I'm not getting a response. I initially assumed that was because he was in the race already. Oh, we're getting some visuals on his screen. We might be getting what the kids call content these days. He appears to be dropping into King's Pass,
Oh, right.
though not with a great amount of speed.
Okay, well, we're gonna let this continue. Chomps might still have a chance to win.
Chomps?
Sorry, did I say Chomps? I read Chomps in chat. Mr. Incognito might have a chance to win
I
still.
honestly think Chomps could win this race. His race versus I can't quite remember who he's up against.
It
He was
was
up against a tough opponent, and he made
Palm. It was
a
Palm.
he made a compelling case.
Yeah, yeah. Chomps is definitely someone you should watch out for, however.
Mm-hmm.
Chomps
Might
might
win.
win. I wouldn't go that far neither, but I wouldn't go that far. Could die.
I'm sorry.
Everyone, please give Insomnian a follow. This is comedy, man.
Yeah, he's a comedian, a randomizer racer, a tournament organizer. One could say this entire situation is his fault entirely. So,
Yep.
go ahead and drop him a follow.
It kind of looks like Incognito still doesn't have in-game time on.
Is that right?
I mean, it's hard to gather from it's hard to gather from the one frame every 10 seconds. But it's kind of looking like what might be happening. Serp getting out of Ancestral Mound at 5:14. Very solid. Very solid.
I would personally believe that that's a little bit below our expectations. I might have missed something happening with False Knight. I know she did lose 6 seconds to the bigger fall there, but I don't believe that accounts for all the time lost.
Yeah.
But which is why we should probably be focusing a bit more on her. But
yeah. Oh, gets a extra soul from a first-time boulder spit or first spit boulder. Pretty
yeah,
good.
and I'm
Nailed
honestly I'm always impressed with how far certain runners are able to jump forward before that first boulder dies. I'm always a little bit hesitant, but she was almost halfway to the boulder by the time it died. So she really knows her timings. I'm gonna have to not recheck because if I keep reading Insomnia's commentary, I'm not gonna be able to do anything except laugh, and I don't think that's conducive to what we're going for here.
Start working up a pretty big soul counter. What am I saying? Ooh,
Going a little bit late, I believe, on that turnaround in Fireball.
Oh, and unfortunately misses the pogo on the squid. And she is unfortunately choking. She can recover though.
Yeah, I mean the squid just becomes much harder to lure after making an initial mistake on it, and I'm not entirely certain, but part of the reason that the squid seems to be difficult is there should be just a little bit of enemy RNG, if nothing else, pseudo RNG, which is a term I've heard used a lot in Celeste to describe something that is quite literally not RNG, entirely determined by the player's movements, but is so utterly precise that no human player can account for it. or at least it would be very hard to account for it precisely. So there is some suspicion in the squid's movements there, making it very hard for her. I believe that initial
Yeah,
that initial dive from the squid being not exactly excellent placement.
sometimes the squid just goes really quickly too, and it's
Yeah.
hard to account for.
Oh yeah, I should I don't know why I'm even questioning whether the squids have RNG. There's an RNG squid right after it that
Mm-hmm.
demonstrates just how diverse a squid's behavior can be to the exact same pattern of behavior from a player. She gets the
Sure.
double fireball there.
Double
So
fireball the Moss Knight. It's recently popularized strat that looks pretty good when you get it.
yep, and what that will mean is that she doesn't have to spend extra time gathering soul. Usually, if a runner does not get that, they will have to turn around and get some quick hits on these Venge Flies. And just that brief moment of turning around is going to cost a little bit of time because the whole goal of that room is to move left. If you turn around to move right, well, that's lost time.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Coming to the Moss Knight's room, she should get some pretty good RNG, or she went quick. But
yeah, she went quick, but she knows how to deal with it. That is the strat that I witnessed in Pisces Guide, I believe,
that's
where,
very good.
yeah, he recommends that you jump to the left there. You hit a little bit on the left rocks, hit a little bit on the right rocks, just while you're waiting for that other knight to walk over. You may as well just damage the Geo rocks
Mm-hmm.
and save some time that way. Is very fast if you can pull it off, and she did that damageless, I believe. So definitely worthwhile.
Yeah. Definitely learned very well how to play with some bad RNG. And a very well executed Hornet fight right now. Getting
Yeah,
some levels in with her fireball.
indeed, a very fast fight by my mark.
Yeah.
I believe that being probably one of the better parts of her green path. Her green path could have been a lot slower if that fight had been not quite as good, but a 920 quit out is going to be quite respectable.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely good in a race setting.
Definitely.
Especially with having to go and get the squid.
And now she'll be going down to get Mantis Claw. There's a few fun skips on the way here, so
I
hopefully
really can't look at chat without seeing Insomnia's commentary. I'm sorry. That is
he is a
Insomnia
funny
is
man.
ruining the chat for everybody here. And the commentary. Just blame him for everything.
Yeah.
Cerpin going for a strategy that I only just learned watching Monster stream. I think there were a few racers who were paying extra attention just to see what sort of strategies Monster would use. You know, the first seed world record holder, what he would do in a race. And a lot of it, I think, is basic movement that runners like Cerpin have probably known for a long time. But newer runners like me and somebody I was just watching who shall not be named unless they wish to name themselves, uh, only
Mr.
just learning from watching Monster there.
Looks like Mr. Incognito unfortunately died in the Aspen arena.
Rest
Seeming
in
like
peace.
he's gonna make a recovery though. I mean, his time is way below Serp's, right? So he's still in this, I think.
Incognito does not have a submitted personal best, I believe, Yellow Link. I had some hopes that this race would change that, seeing as usually any format that's viable in a race would be functional to be submitted as a
Mm-hmm.
personal best, but it looks like with the frame drop issues, it will not be the case, even if he were to finish today.
Mm-hmm.
The remarkable thing to me is that it appears that not only his game, but not only his stream, but his game is completely frozen. I can't otherwise fathom why the timer would be
Oh! Serp trying for some crazy strats.
Yeah, the swag strat of dashing into the fireball. I think she's quite confident that this race is pretty much won.
Yeah.
She almost wanted to go for a safer one, but perhaps realizing that she is not quite up to date maybe on the damage tanking strategy.
Oh no. Serp just giving Incognito a chance. That's all this is.
You know, and this happens, I think, to every runner at some point. We forget Explosion Pogo. I know there's a certain streamer in chat. Palm looking at you, Pogo, says Insomnia. But I was gonna say there's a certain streamer in chat who I has a renamed Split Redemption, and I renamed it for him to Relearning ePogo because he had to relearn it, just as all runners seem to have to do at some point.
It's a struggle. She unfortunately cannot get the Vantage Pogo on the first try. Oh, and just misses the second one. Has to go around. Commendable try, though.
Ooh, rough. The Mantis just cutting her off there. It's very. I would say it's going through that area with just 1 HP is quite scary, just because it's even though it's the same type of enemy, when it comes to the Mantis Pogo, there's a very well defined setup for it, very clear one.
She just wanted another chance at the Swaggy Pogo.
The Swag E-Pogo. 5 HP is definitely a boon when it comes to getting that. But in any case, she probably just died there just because she misjudged the distance, which I was about to say is very, very easy to do when you're not using a consistent setup. You're coming from a direction that you're not quite familiar with. A lot of runners outside of a race setting would maybe reset there, especially if their PB is as good as Cerpin's is. Just the sheer amount of time lost from having to go around there, usually not worth it if you're attempting for a personal best.
Yeah, there on current patch there is a way to do a damage ePogo boost, just answering someone in chat. There's video tutorials on that if you are curious. But Serp coming down, another nice ePogo, took a dunk, or sorry, another fungal drop, took a dunk there unfortunately. Coming up to the ePogo again, hoping she can work it out for a nice nice strat.
Incognito's run valid for the tournament. If he were to win, I believe he would need to be locally recording for that to happen.
Yeah.
Or sorry, for that to be a valid personal best. Or not a valid personal best, but a valid win. As it stands right now, I don't think that any tournament organizer or speedrun validator would be able to accept this.
Serp gets the first try ePogo. Super easy.
And honestly, if this is a PC issue, then it's very likely that the recording would not be of the required quality either.
It is a pretty good slideshow, isn't it? Oh, Serp, you already got the lever. Oh no. That feels... she just wants to have a redemption arc with the Mantis Pogo. There she goes.
Oh, she remembered her shade. That's something that I would have probably forgotten there.
Yeah.
Once again, not many runners, even in no resets, willing to go for another fungal waste trip after a death there so late in it. But in a race, it is clearly beneficial to continue, so... she is going to fight the Mantis Lords, perhaps?
Possibly.
Oh, just hitting an extra lever just for the lever that she missed.
All right. Looks like Mr. Incognito's almost to False Knight.
I was looking forward to a Mantis Lord's fight. Now that is just a beautiful fight, and to
Indeed.
see a runner of Cerpin's caliber demolish them, I'm sure would be quite entertaining. But she's getting back to the main topic, which is going to get the Shaman Stone. In her way will be the Grez Mother, a Gome Room, and she'll be gathering some soul along the way, just to make sure that Grez Mother fight is fast. The number of hits on enemies that we'll be looking for here is 6. The first one in that Aspid Room, another one here on this Vengefly, and a third Vengefly later on. And then depending on how many...
She saves herself from falling to the spikes.
Indeed. Depending on how many hits of soul she misses, she may have to kill a beloved NPC known as Jennifer. She is only known in that in the speedrun community, I believe. I don't believe anybody would know what creature is being talked about with the name Jennifer. But it is most certainly this jumping husk that we see Cerpin about to come up on. And only needing 2 hits there, Jennifer's life is spared.
Lovely.
Not an NPC? Fair enough.
Serp seems to have a lot of wiggle room for this run. I wonder if she's gonna do anything fun or interesting, or is she just gonna get it over with?
I mean, her her adventure to get the Mantis Lord's lover there was already a start to that, I think. Perhaps maybe setting up for something later.
Perhaps. People were chopping that up to 106 practice autopilot though, which is a pretty big possibility.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot Cerpin is one of our runners in our upcoming 106% relay race. I believe she is on Team Keyboard. I'm going to feel very sorry if I have misremembered my own teammate, but I'm almost certain she's on my team.
That's very soon, actually, in 4 days from now.
It is very soon. I will be getting to practice immediately afterwards. Cerpin here taking a few unfortunate hits from this husk. Very surprising from a runner of her caliber to just take 5 hits of damage to a single enemy. But I believe that's all in the plans, because this Shade Skip, as you can see, is going to be worth it if it works out. This is already a little sketch, and she gets the fireball. Very unlucky, but she knows how to recover it. She's an experienced runner.
Mr. Incognito calling in for a solid almost 7 minute Vengeful Spirit.
And Sour Cream confirming that Serp is on Team Keyboard, as well as several members in the chat, I believe. Yeah, several members in the chat confirming that.
Sorry.
We've gotten into a keyboard and controller war. It's quite funny because I think before this whole relay race, the debate was not nearly this heated. Most people agreed that keyboard or controller, pretty even, really depended on the runner. Some people are feeling that there was a switch, a sort of a change in the times with more controller runners switching over to keyboard, and not many keyboard runners being seen switching over to controller. So there were predictions that maybe over the next 2 years, it will go from what appears to be currently a 50-50 split between the 2 input methods and lean more heavily towards keyboard. So I'm a little interested in that, and who knows, maybe this marathon is going to prove a deciding factor in the years to come.
You need to get the geo from that bottom row of creeps, just above in the room just above King Station there. But unfortunately, they're all sort of tucked into the wall, so it's difficult for Serp to get the clean fireball there. Worried about it being eaten by the wall, probably.
Yeah, but that's all right. Any damage taken on that little segment between Shaman Stone and King Station is automatically going to be undone by that bench, which is required just because they will be going out of their way to kill this husk and using that bench as a sort of a warp point. And I did not know you could double hit that bigger husk there. So that was very interesting for me to see. She comes in with a little bit of extra soul, and that is the reward she reaps.
Gets the double on the gorgeous house before going into the usual bouncing strat. And a nice cleanup.
Quite interesting. She definitely knows her damage numbers, because I was skeptical with her walking away from the gorgeous husk there, but she knew that those 3 fireballs would kill it.
How much geo does she have? Well, 741? Was that? Yeah.
Yep.
So that's probably she's going to have to do both rows of hoppers here, or at least the first row and a couple on the second, to work up to 800 geo to buy the dash slash. As this is, in fact, all skills, you need all skills.
And dash slash being of particular relevance just because in this, ideally you could get the skills in any order that you wish. There are certain skills which aren't as relevant that are clearly deliberately routed to be later in the run when you have more access to movement and you can just get around faster, such as the Crystal Heart. But Dash Slash is routed in quite early, and that is primarily due to something called lever skips, which, for people who are uninitiated with the older patch speedruns on 1221, allows you to hit levers through walls. And sometimes this is available with a normal nail swing, but most often in the Soul Sanctum, we'll be seeing Dash Slash used exclusively to get that extra long reach that wouldn't otherwise be available to players in any patch. And just skipping huge segments of a Soul Sanctum, which is filled with enemy gauntlets and just a lot of teleporting creatures that are able to kill you very quickly. So skipping as much of that section as possible, very beneficial.
Turns out being able to hit levers through impassable walls, kind of OP.
Kind of OP.
Just over the 20-minute dash slash, pretty good, pretty good. Sticking buttons are the worst.
Yeah, the chat has really gone all in for the controller conversation, which I suppose is fair given the state of the race. It is looking...
So, Cerp...
If not... Oh, go ahead, Sylvie.
Cerp interestingly takes the lower road. I believe it's very recently believed that the higher road going left into Soul Sanctum was the quicker way, but apparently new strats or something has been discovered making lower road better. I'm not entirely sure on that one, though.
Lower is faster but less soul, says Sour, who is himself a very experienced runner, who just broke into the top 10 of the all skills leaderboard.
Thank you, Sour.
I'm going to take his word for that. So the cost is a little less soul, but honestly I can...
That motherfucker. No.
Oh.
That little boy. What? No.
I think I might take over the comms for a little bit here, Sylvie, if that's alright.
I'll step back.
No, it's alright. No. I just enough time for you to compose yourself, if that's alright. But in any case, that guy was standing in the doorway. I'm not sure if that's because of some different movement from Cerpin, perhaps trying to farm some extra soul, trying to make up for that soul deficit that comes from taking that lower road. Opting here to go for 2 fireballs, believing that she is at a sufficient soul and HP level to continue to Soul Sanctum, possibly with less heals and or with less damage for the upcoming bosses, both of which are very important.
Indeed.
Keep going. Yes, indeed, keeps going.
Prime example of lever skip right there, hitting that lever through that doorway. This whole area was changed in the current patch to completely prevent people from being able to skip into this room without getting a key and then fighting a little mini boss. But
Some
we're running on 1-2-2-1, so the skip is very easy.
To my understanding, the change was actually incidental. It was because they were trying to optimize it, and they felt that too many rooms were connected here. So they changed the Shade Soul room to just be a completely separate room, because they fixed the lever skips entirely separately from changing the room layouts. Cerpin getting the 2 double hits right at the beginning of the fight. That's what you want to see. That's why the soul level is so important there. Getting those
Very
2
clean.
double hits at the beginning is 160 damage, which compared to the 5 damage of a nail swing or, oh my goodness. And
Ooh.
this is another reason why just soul and HP management is absolutely huge in this section. There are points at which the enemies can teleport into you, and you never know how much soul you're going to need to heal. Some people like to opt in for using a Shade Soul to kill the teleporting enemies so that they do, or the Soul Twisters, if I may abbreviate that. Just so that they don't get in the way. Because they can be just such a massive nuisance and just absolutely kill runs. Especially in a... Oh, wow. Serpent showing off a bit of the game that I wasn't even sure existed. But,
yeah, there's a little unused area up there, which is pretty fun that you showed it off.
okay. Oh, she got all the hits. This is it. This is a quick kill coming up right here. The Soul Master should die. Beautiful.
Absolutely perfect.
That is about as fast as you can possibly kill the Soul Master. It requires both good execution and good RNG, and she got both of those checks real quick.
Absolutely. Absolute display of
so something we only saw recently, I believe. Oh my goodness.
She's alright.
Yeah, she is alright. Just a little more damage than she was hoping to take, but that's alright. She ended with an extra hit of soul, perhaps intentionally so. Maybe going for some extra nail hits. Even when she knew that a single Shade Soul would be enough to kill the Soul Master, just so that she would have that extra bit to heal before getting a full charge of soul from that dive spell.
There's some interesting tech you can do in these coming rooms. Some little like edge skips, Photoshop jumps as they call them. Oh, I guess she tried to do a /charge. There she goes.
All right.
And it
A trick that is apparently partially RNG. Is she going to free a grub? Oh, she went for fake dive, which is unfortunately for her a completely fake trick.
Yeah, does not exist.
Spliced by Axe to You. Definitely never pulled off in a run setting or a race setting of any sort. Ooh.
Unfortunate. It's okay. Respawn. It hard saves you right here, so it's not very far away where a shade is.
I'm not going to count that death against Cerpin's skill at all. She's very clearly going for some fun strategies.
She's having a time right now. She's having a good time.
Yeah. Trying to get that fake dive. Possibly practicing for 106, actually. Oh, she got it! There it is!
Alright, disqualified.
She saved an extra grub.
Serp, unfortunately, cheating, because fake dive is not a possible strat.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
But, showing off, so the fake dive there, the goal is to break that floor without falling into it, because if you fall into it, you will need to go all the way through that rest of that area just to get back to the grub. And if you get the fake dive there, you can just save the grub on the way down. One quick, easy trip. Fake dive is a major glitch. Honestly, if Televator's a major glitch, I think that the fake dive should be included in that.
Agreed. On major glitch Televator.
Yes, free Televator.
Free Televator. Serp showing off some interesting use for the dash slash, getting early elevator control. That's also
Monster.
for it, but
Oh, that is due to her death that this that this Soul
Mhm.
Twister respawned here. Normally, that is an enemy that would only respawn if you take a bench, but because she died, freeing another grub.
Fun fact: that spell twister does not ever respawn on current patch.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I had forgotten about that. I was confused about it, but definitely does respawn on older patches. Can even
Mhm.
respawn during debug menuing. Serpent Text, I believe, a couple of her strategies here are directly influenced by something Monsteller is doing. He is compiling race stats. Have you seen that, Sylvie?
I have not.
So he's compiling race stats. It includes number of nail arts used, number of grubs saved, various RNG checks like the Worms in the Way and Yzma's, the not the Watcher
Oh,
Knights,
Serp,
but
no. Oh, Serp, no. Okay,
I
she's
think she's okay. Yeah.
okay.
She knows how to handle those guys. Anyone who's been doing lever skip for as long as she has probably has their AI down pat.
Padding her stats for monster spreadsheets.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking here. And honestly, if she really wants to go for these extra grubs, as somebody who already planned on learning 106%, she may know many of the quickest grubs to get in this run.
That is true.
So I would not be surprised if we end up with a plus 10 grub count if this is what she's really going for.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Mr. Incognito has finally made it into Green Path. Good for him. Um, Healing up a bit. She's got a very long set of splits here before quitting bout again. Going to Crystal Peaks, and she
Oh,
almost makes that jump. Not quite, though. It's a hard one.
I actually got that trick once in a run today, and then immediately face tanked onto the husk that's above it. And honestly, that just felt awful because losing an HP before Crystal Peaks can be very rough. I'd
Mhm.
much have preferred to lose a 0.2 seconds or whatever that saves and just not take the damage because Crystal Peaks, I might have even died in Crystal Peaks in that run just due to that damage like that.
Crystal Peaks is rough, my guy. It's definitely something that even experienced runners struggle with from time to time.
I would fly to live. I would say that the average 106% run is about 3 hours. I think that's a pretty good average. However, world record is 225, I believe, which would end up, as Emre's saying, about 3 hours in real time. But for less experienced runners, very frequently above 240, 250. Guanqui is saying. But yeah, that's about the right time for an experienced player. But there are several less experienced players who are running that category that
Mhm.
are bound to bring that average to around a 3 hour time, I would think.
Yeah. Basically, if you're starting out 106, be prepared for some 5 hour plus times, maybe even +6.
I mean, that just depends on how much. So a lot of one strategy I saw from someone learning 112%, which is not too different a category. It's basically 106% with a few extra bosses at the end and pantheons. Their
Fair.
strategy was to learn segments first, and I believe they had their first time down to around 4 hours, perhaps barely under, for a category that's almost an hour longer than 106%.
Are we gonna get a Pogo here? Or sorry, Pogax here? Are we gonna get a Pogax here? It looks like she's going for it. Success!
I
Oh no! Oh,
So close. The miner was almost in a position to forgive that, it seemed, and give her a second shot, but not quite.
can we get
I
some hype in the chat for Serp though? Good attempt.
Oh, she's going to free the 106% grub. Once again, padding the
Eee.
stats for Monster Sheet, taking the damage tank. That's actually really scary to think about, because I've seen people do that damage tank a lot in 106%, not realizing just how terrifying the rest of the segment is. Just because previously I had not played all skills, I never had to do the Dark Room or anything.
Tried to go for what looked to be a setup for a God Pixel, perhaps, but unfortunately fumbled.
But she fortunately had some extra souls, so that extra damage tank that she took right there at the beginning shouldn't affect too much. I believe she was trying to heal off that enemy, but ended up taking at least 1 damage, perhaps 2.
I think she was trying for the skip and then failed, and then it's like, I'm just gonna hit this miter, and the guy hit twice by the miter.
Yeah, that's quite unlucky.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
she's going
where's she
for
going?
the... She was going for the slide key, it looks like, which is another requirement for 106%. It looks like she really wants to get her hours in.
Good attempts. C Peaks is hard, what can we say? C Peaks is very difficult.
Cerpin is playing without music. Yeah, that's quite possible. I know that she's a runner who has a very diverse playlist of music that she tends to run with.
Yeah. I was discussing with Surf earlier. She does not like to run with music.
With in-game music.
With in-game music, that's right. And she
Her
does have...
playlist is amazing. I do enjoy listening in on her channel. I even asked her for a playlist so that I could run with it, and got a decent PB with it yesterday, so I would say an effective playlist. And a long one. But, yeah, obviously probably not wanting to double up on the sound there. You know, turning on the in-game music in addition to her own. And, although in-game music was preferred for the races, it is definitely up to the runners, especially if they feel it is a performance thing.
Very clean Sea Heart Room, though.
Indeed.
Damageless cycle. Very well done.
And that's very important coming up to this next section where, depending on what strat she goes for, I was not paying too much attention. Oh, going for yet another grub. Almost muscle memoried past it seemed, but then remembering at the last moment that there was a grub here. I was thinking I may have oversold her, saying that she was going for 10 grubs for this.
Oh, she's going for the grub over here as well.
Oh my goodness, that's quite the damage tank. I don't believe I've ever seen a runner do that in any category. But,
what a queen.
Oh my goodness, he just hit it straight through the floor.
And a C dash under the platform, or under the squisher, smusher, whatever it's called.
Jump inputs are a myth. So perhaps trying to jump over. And you reset by accident? On quit out you reset? Oh no.
Oh
I've actually done that on not my best paces, but definitely some paces I would have accepted.
Hold on. So wait, what's happening? We can't reset again, can we?
Surely not. I think it will be up to the tournament organizers and the racers. Just take
the RTA.
The RTA. Don't care.
Maybe if Insomnia's still around. Yeah, there's the reset.
I don't quite understand what she means by the R. Oh, when she said she reset her timer. She did not. I was thinking that she had deleted her save file.
No.
Honestly, I'm sorry if this was unclear at the beginning. I believe Insomnia was thinking about an option to where Cerpin would be given the win.
Okay.
That's fine for the RTA? Okay. Are
All
we
right.
still? Were we still considering the option of giving Cerpin just a win by default, or is that off the table because the race had officially begun? Yeah, unfortunately, Emre, it doesn't seem like they're. It seemed like both parties were just missing information, with the race organizers not knowing just how crippled, for lack of a better word, uh, Mr. Incognito's computer was. And Mr. Incognito, I assume, not understanding that he had alternative options to racing live. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so honestly, I don't think either party is fully to blame here. Is it actually worse on this stream data? I didn't realize. It might just be because yeah, I guess it's restreaming, so we'll have it sorted out by next round. Yeah, absolutely.
Significantly. That's good. So I'm not sure. Are we just gonna finish Serp's run then?
If she intends on finishing, I believe that it's her right to do so. Um, Getting knocked out in the D-Dark room is not something that we would normally reset or stop a race for, I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
Just the fact that she reset the timer would be the only problem here, but it's not really a problem as we can just add on the RTA,
Yep.
which she opted in for.
All right. Sounds good. We're gonna finish out strong. Incognito's on RT anyway. Yeah, it looks like. Unfortunate death to Hornet there too.
Hornet. Oh, for Incognito, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that Cerpin was on Hornet too somewhere. I'm like, oh, am I missing some information? Getting jolted awake by that. I believe she was typing in chat and got jolted awake by that husk there, but quickly getting some revenge on it.
Well, making our way back to Sea Peaks. Hopefully, she doesn't go all the way up and around and just goes to the dark room.
I
Oh
hope, if
no,
nothing else, um,
she needs
our
her
comment
shade actually.
our commentary has been able to provide a little bit of context for Serpens around the different strategies that we'll be seeing in the upcoming 106% race.
Mm-hmm. New new PB. That's pretty good.
10 out of 10 comps. Appreciated, Aurelia. Thank you.
Day 4.
I heard
Oh.
you had an excellent race today, by the way. With your opponent getting a PB and you still winning by quite a handy margin.
DNF or Incognito. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that when Serp finishes. Interesting strats trying to Pogax up in a
I
non-Pogaxable location.
Yeah, I was honestly not entirely sure what that area even leads to. I believe it's just crystals, like
There,
geo crystals.
yeah, yeah. That's about it.
Does Incognito have dash? I do not believe so, Sierra.
He did not defeat
Yeah.
Hornet. He has unfortunately died to Hornet.
Here on
Um.
Incognito's end, I believe it is a classical case of the potato computer.
Mm-hmm.
I just believe that his laptop is not capable of simultaneously streaming and playing the game, and maybe even recording on the
Restream.
end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Serp unfortunately reset her own timer. This is a little bit of a scuffed run, but we're
I
getting through
believe it is probably the most scuffed run. And
it.
it feels a little bit like we've been dealt a short hand as commentators, but honestly, Serp is such an amazing runner, and Incognito's still giving it his all, I believe. Um, So, from my perspective, not too bad.
I mean, at least we get to see a lot of grub saves here.
Yeah, absolutely. Not something you typically see in all skills. If anything, there's one grub that they save. There's a grub that even any percent runners will save in the deep nest that all skills just doesn't even get a chance to see unless they go out of their way.
Please don't die again, sir.
I don't think she's likely to die to the crushers. She's trying to, I think, muscle memory through here, but dying once to these crushers means that they're offset a little bit. So the muscle memory gets destroyed along with those cycles. Except Fireborn. There are a few any percent runners who have followed in his footsteps. Fireborn is absolutely not alone.
What
I've
a
seen some...
trailblazer. Going for extra soul here, or...
Oh!
Ooh.
Quite the dodge there on the end. I believe she would have been forced to take a heal otherwise. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Serp, no.
Fully face tanking, I believe, just running into the enemy's hitbox. I have personally not yet attempted to go through this dark room without the C-dash peaches. So, Cerpin opting to not do that, trusting in her memory here, which is all you can really rely on in a room that is as completely black as this.
Struggling a little bit.
Once again, struggling a little bit, but we'll see if she changes up her strategy or just continues to go for this all dash segment. It's looking a little rough. Wow. Once again, the iframe's just barely saving her from these monstrous crystal hunters. Baiting away the crystal hunter's shot there while trying to heal up on it. Very important that she knows the timing at which those shots come out. Especially considering that the timing is actually different on this patch.
From current patch, yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
there we
she
go.
makes it through.
Perfect darkroom, and she gets to heal off of the glim back there.
Giving me a
A
heart
bit
attack
late.
there.
We were just explaining, Blue, that Cerpin accidentally reset her timer, just out of habit, I believe, and she just requested that we add on RTA, and we have the go-ahead from the tournament organizers to allow that. So it looks like the race is still on.
Sort of, but yes. Going for the D-Dark grub.
A grub that some 106% runners have been fabled to go to out of habit. Oh, accidentally getting an 8th hit on the D-Dark crystal. So being forced to sit through this animation when she had enough HP to do the skip. Very unlikely that she intended to do that, but not a humongous time loss, especially in a race.
Sabi, do you recall what RTA stands for? It's
real-time attack, I believe. Which I honestly don't know the origin of. It just means that whatever is being referred to is being done in real time. Often this will be acknowledged in terms of strategies. Whether something is only viable for a task bot or if it is available to players in runs. Why is it an attack though? That is my question, Gwonky. And I'm hoping that one day one of us will know the answer and they will share it with us.
It's probably something to do with an old game that made sense there, and then the term just kind of came along.
We could just say it, yes.
Say RT. Yeah.
Everything was segmented.
But RTA kind of just sounds better than RT, doesn't it?
Oh, say RT. Sorry, I misread that.
Speedrunning baby days, everything was segmented. Fair?
I do actually remember that I believe in some Crash Bandicoot levels having an option to do a time attack, which would be just essentially what a speedrun is, but for an individual level. I severely doubt that Crash was the first to have something like that, but time attack modes and score attack modes. Interesting.
Oh,
Here we are getting a valuable history lesson in terminology of speedrunning.
Serp's just having a bit of fun in the dream world, showing off that you can't actually die in the dream world. Not going for the usual C-dash strat.
Yeah, once again, I would say that this is 106% practice, but this looks more like any percent practice because I believe Crystal Heart does have, or sorry, 106 does have Crystal Heart by the time they pick up the stream nail.
Falling Your counts as a hit for Team Hitless? Interesting. I had no idea about that.
He put a kappa. We might be you might be getting debated here.
Ah, no,
And I
not again.
and no, it's real. No, it's real. He says it's just dumb.
Oh, okay. Right.
Honestly, it's real and dumb.
I have a feeling Mr. Incognito is probably way ahead on his end. It's just delay is that bad. He's probably like already past fungal wastes. It's just the mega delay.
I mean, there's a possibility that he has died again to Hornet on his end as well. Because he's on 2 HP going into this Moss Knight, which I suppose he wouldn't need to kill the second time around. The gate should be open for him.
Time attack, racing is a type of... I'm not going to read all that. Oh, well, Serp coming in for a Watcher Knights fight. Hopefully she can execute fairly well.
Once again, one of our tournament organizers, Insomnia, giving it the very apt name of an RNG cutscene. This boss is killed very, very quickly in this category if done optimally. Unfortunately, optimization in this category requires a certain amount of good RNG. You really want the Watcher Knights to stick together. Any time where they roll in opposite directions is going to be detrimental and cause pretty massive time losses. Fortunately for Cerpin, they're staying quite tightly packed, but she's still having a little bit of trouble with them.
Practicing any percent, maybe?
With Shade Soul, it seems unlikely, but she might just be having a little bit of fun for the fight because, again, I severely doubt a runner of her caliber is unsure about how to fight this boss.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, definitely going for a few Shade Souls that could have been D-Darks. Essentially, 3 full Descending Dark attacks will...
Incognito died again. Oh, no. Did we see where he died to? Was it, Moss Knights?
It is certainly somewhere in Green Path. Between the first Moss Knight and Hornet.
So oh no! It's not funny. It's not funny. Going in for round 2 on the Watcher Knights fight. Honestly, a little surprised she didn't try for the grub in Watcher Spire.
Oh, that's true, but she may be looking to end the race because I predict we've already gone probably like this is about the time we would have normally expected the race to be done, I think. Yeah. About an hour and a half after start, so she may just be looking to get out of here. I believe she is you know, I won't disclose her location, but I believe it is getting quite late and she may be wanting to
head to bed or something.
Something like that. We may have some after stream plans.
That is true. But then why wouldn't she just do her best to eliminate these guys and I don't know. Well, she does defeat them, however, so that's good.
Is there a time limit for the race? I do not believe a time limit has been set. Previously, we had a race go on for 2 hours without anybody raising too many concerns about the rule book.
Reset. Yeah, Incognito is in fact holding out strong though. Going for a third time in the green path. Very respectable.
When did that 2-hour race? No, it was this tournament data infected. It was this tournament. I believe it was a current patch race. I don't remember who was racing. I wouldn't feel inclined to say their name either, just in case they don't want to be infamous for it.
Fair enough, fair enough.
I'm honestly not sure where the line is when it comes to commentating.
Void Cookie, don't worry about the lag. That's gonna happen.
Yeah. Typically in a race setting, if just one stream is lagging, it's going to be caused by that person rather than some issue with your own computer or with your own stream.
Well, I'm gonna crack open a Dr. Pepper, not sponsored.
All right. Dr. Pepper Gang. I'm honestly Dr. Pepper Gang. I'm not sponsored either, but like that's pretty much the. I don't drink soda very often, but when I do,
Please, we need to check. Griffin.
we have a fantastic chat here, may I say?
It's lovely. Chat is keeping us going right now, when we would otherwise be giving up. Great Shadow Legends?
Oh no, please! I don't think I'm not sure it's ethical to even mention that name on stream without having a sponsor. If I'm not being paid tens of thousands of dollars to say their name, I don't think I'll say it.
All right, well, Serpentech's coming in for the tier skips here. Hopefully she can do this decently well.
Yeah, only just
First
recently.
try Spike Tunnel. Let's go.
I do have to wonder if she's at all aided by a strategy that was recently shared to me, or to Axe's whole. Axe2U was streaming when he mentioned that you could buffer dash inputs essentially while pogoing, and that made that trick much easier for me. I know that she is a frequent member of Axe's chat, so I would not be surprised if she heard it from him as well, though she may have been she goes for the setup list there. Another thing that I only just recently learned about from Rhino, which is that if you do a correct set of inputs at the end of that trick, it does not matter what height you've started at. So you aren't required to take the time to set up. Serp is also a member of the Huge Brain Gang.
No, that's it. Detain. That was actually very intentional. If you get the worm to hit you during the animation of taking the Isthmus tier, then you'll get early control. So, wasn't so much of a troll as an intended damage tank. This bridge has some pretty rough RNG, though she gets some decent RNG here. Those guys could be right in your way, and you'd have to cancel your seed agitator early. You hate to see it. That's okay, though. So we're gonna, after Cert finishes, we're going to be adding the real time after the timer reset to a run. We're gonna let Cert finish it out, and then afterwards, I don't think anyone really wants to watch Mr. Incognito stream as it is right now. So we're probably going to take one or both of them in for an interview, and then we'll end the stream there. But this is as much as a race is gonna get. So. Well, what was what, chat? You guys are tripping out for me. What's happening? Bench dupe? Bench dupe. Lockdown? I'm confused. What happened?
2 benches, 1 for each butt cheek. Not my favorite strategy. Would like to keep both of my butt cheeks on the same half of the bench. Just my personal preference.
Circa instrument. Bench lockdown is just whack. I missed what
Bench
happened.
look down. I believe what they're referencing.
Oh, look down.
Is doing a scurry look down glitch, but with the bench, and then walking out of the room at the same time. I didn't see it myself. So she is going for a bit of a spicy trick. I believe that she taught me the correct inputs for this, so I do know that she knows how to do this. I was struggling with this on my stream, just doing a bit of debug practice, and
thank you for the clip, Jenkar.
I believe she hopped into my chat and explained that the thing I was doing wrong, but she decides not to go for it. Usually a trick that only saves time if you get it 2nd or 3rd try, I believe. Anything later than that, and you're better off started off by going around. It's 1st or 2nd try, according to Wonky. 3rd try is slow. Got it. Wow. That was such a fast fight that she didn't even need to finish that with a D-Dark.
Very good.
So we are now nearing what I would consider the late game of both the casual experience and of the all skills route. I consider the King's Brand to be the mark of the end of the mid game, so to speak, because it unlocks some of these final areas of the game. And they'll be using that to get into the Abyss and acquire the Shade Cloak. Normally, the Shade Cloak would be required to do true ending as well as unlock a few additional areas. That are not relevant entirely to the end of the game, but very late game areas in general. My apologies for sort of stumbling on the words. We're approaching that late game. If she's able to defeat Hornet 2, I believe, honestly, that the rest is downhill from there in terms of difficulty, and really just comes down to the runner's execution.
I mean, I've heard some people say that Abyss climb is pretty impossible, but...
It is definitely something that requires practice. But in terms of places where Cerpin might die and lose a bit more time...
See if he dies a 3rd time.
Emre abbreviating the stream to frames per minute. I believe that is the appropriate measurement of time here. We're definitely not getting any frames per second.
6 Hornet fights, let's go!
That is definitely something that you will not see in other chats. Or in other races, I should say. At least hopefully. This time Incognito coming into the fight with 4 HP though. So I reckon that he does know the fight well enough to beat her. Seeing as he has been practicing and running for a few weeks now.
That's a weird glitch on Incognito's screen right now.
Yeah, it looks almost like Hornet was shooting the fireball at him.
Yeah.
It could just be a single frame that we would otherwise not notice.
Serp not taking the camp bench, confident in their Hornet 2 fight, understandably. The fireball spawns backwards? Okay.
Hornet 2 is considered one of the major reset points. I suppose the Dark Deep Nest is. It's honestly very interesting to see different runners and the different things that they're comfortable with, because some runners are very comfortable with fighting Hornet in almost any scenario, including all skills, and others are feel the same about dark rooms, perhaps with a little bit of randomizer experience.
Oh,
Wow,
Serp on one
starting to fight very early out on with.
She's gonna heal, thank goodness.
She does heal.
I'm scared.
It's very critical when trying to get a heal off to keep in mind exactly when Hornet is going to stagger, because
Oh, Serp taking the hit here. She's gonna spawn all the way back in basin and has to make the long trip over back to
SpeedGaming 4 coming in with the host. I'm curious as to what they were streaming. Welcome, Speed Gamers.
Would you look at that? Serp died to Hornet. Incognito beat Hornet. Clearly, Incognito's in the lead here.
Yes, the only difference being that one of them is fighting the second Hornet. I'm honestly having trouble reading chat once again. It's a difficult battle. I'm just trying to keep everything as professional as possible here.
Yeah, sub 30 cloak.
But welcome. I believe somebody says Azure Dreams is the name of the game that SpeedGaming 4 was showcasing. I don't see any other answers to that question. Professional went out the window long ago. That's true, and while that is true, I would like to just give both the runners as much dignity as we can afford.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Memeing too hard is never that great.
Again, these technical difficulties I do not believe are the fault of either party entirely. Just a bit of miscommunication or under-communication, I would say, even. Just missing information on both sides. Unsubmitted PB that they are comparing against, not to my knowledge, Slorent. They may have a personal PB, but I don't believe they have anything recorded or submitted or something like that.
I don't know, maybe if there's a speedrun mod, they could tell us that there's an unverified record. However, I doubt there is. Their casual playthrough? Oh no. Sorry, I didn't. Oh gosh, I didn't see. Did Serp get the bench? I hope she did.
Is that the case, Yankar? I suspected that may be an issue, but I was unsure if they had attempted to get one recorded. Mostly just because I thought that if they had failed to get a run verified, that we should know. The tournament organizers should know if a person had too many frame problems to successfully. Whew. This Hornet fight Cerpin's going into is quite spicy, but fortunately getting a heal off. Just barely getting some D-Dark iframes in some cases.
Another heal, thank goodness.
Yeah. It's very hard for a lot of runners to tell just how far away Hornet is. To my eye, I would believe that Hornet is only 1 or 2 D-Darks away, but yeah, there we go.
Alright, second try Hornet 2. Pretty good. Not bad. Especially coming in at a 2 health disadvantage like she did. Very, very good. Very good. 0.9 dashes away. That's so true.
Yeah, that's about the case. I have the same trouble with the great hoppers, honestly. Whenever I'm trying to dash towards a great hopper and get that initial, or not the great hopper, the smaller hoppers, and get that initial hit on them, I always dash just face first into them, and it feels awful.
Mm-hmm.
Just throws off your timing for the whole
Oh.
segment if you do that.
Serp going
Oh,
for the early C dash control, invalidating her run.
I'm trying to remember. Jeff is Epic, I believe, was the infamous
Yeah.
martyr
Yep.
who decided to test if that would be legal. With the speedrun mods deciding on the spot that it definitely was
Mm-hmm.
not, and Cerpin deciding to go for it anyway. Something makes me believe that she's not exactly on personal best pace, even if she hadn't reset her timer.
Mm-hmm.
Did she invalidate? I believe that the reset of her time her loadless timer was probably the end of her verified run.
Yeah. Basically, coming out of Hornetsu, there's a section where you can gain early control by holding a nail. However, she chose to do a C dash, which unfortunately is illegal. So,
No, does it mean that? I mean, the problem is if he's not locally recording, his run will not be valid either. So
and even if he is, who knows what quality that's at.
it's a time penalty.
That makes sense.
Oh, they've decided it's a time penalty. Is that a recent decision? Because everything I've heard leading up to this was that it was a full run invalidation.
Frankly, Surf has all the time in the world. Indeed. Serp coming up for a Cyclone Slash.
Ah, it's a time penalty in the tournament specifically. Got it. That is not the official SRC rules.
Right, okay.
Can't submit to the boards. All right, thank you for clearing that up. I've honestly been a little bit confused about it because only recently. And Cerpin, I believe. Oh, her timer started. Her auto split started because she entered King's Pass. I've seen this before. I was thinking that she was starting it so that maybe people would stop asking questions. KP,
No.
people were. Um.
Oh, I mean,
The timer is definitely ready to arrive. By the way, I'm sorry that we did not explain the situation. This could be World Record. She resets the timer again, possibly to avoid even further confusion about where she is in this race.
1 minute Cyclone Slash. Let's go. Mr. Incognito getting a very clean Georox and Fungal. Very clean.
It appears that he lost his Geo in Green Path. Now that you've mentioned it.
That is true.
So that is if he were to intend on finishing this run, that would be an immense amount of Geo to make up. He would probably need to grab some relics, go to Lem, either that or some very imaginative Geo routing.
I'm sure he'll be able to work something out.
And also, there were some people in chat who were doubting that he's finished a run. But I would like to mention that it is possible that the stream is taking an additional burden on his computer, and that he is experiencing frame drops within the game, which anyone who plays Hollow Knight knows makes the game far more difficult to play.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Serp's timer is oh, that's
on,
interesting. It is. Yeah, now back to a certain time.
I have no idea.
I know for a fact that it can't possibly be RTA.
Yeah.
And it is removing loads. Isn't right? No, it's definitely not correct. She may just be putting a timer there of some sort just to alleviate some of the confusion in chat.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Or that would make sense.
Just because there's always new people coming in, no matter how many times we explain the situation. of Incognito stream or of the reset on the timer, there is inevitably going to be more questions just with new people coming in.
We'll still be adding on the RTA from when she hit reset. So this timer does not really add a whole lot other than confusion.
Incognito getting close to Claw by Chat's mark. I do agree, though it is quite possible.
Oh, Cerpin.
On low HP, it looks
Oh,
like
no.
both runners may take a very synchronized death here. With Incognito possibly going for the exact same death as Cerpin took earlier on. It looks like he took a hit of damage in that frame. Yep, that's going to be a death for him. The almost identical death to Cerpin's first death in the run, believe it or not. So it looks like Cerpin has taken a pause. With her timer paused as well?
Yeah,
Are you getting that as well, Sylvie? Okay, just
I
making
am.
sure.
And it looks like Incognito did die to fungal.
She may be typing something in race discussion. I'm going to check on that real quick. Nope, nothing there.
You don't happen to have a fan on you, by the way, do you?
A what?
A fan?
I have fans near me, but they're computer fans that are usually on. Is there interference?
When you're not talking, it's fine, but it's quite loud when you talk. It doesn't drown you out or anything, but...
Alright. Is it more like a rhythmic clicking than it is like a regular fan noise?
Yes.
Okay, I think one of my fans does. I was about to fix that, but I didn't. I can't power off my computer during this race, because I
Yeah,
don't think that would
understandable.
be conducive.
I
I'm
mean,
going to just...
what's one more thing to this run, right?
Yeah.
Is Incognito on PV pace? I would have to say no to that one, Chief.
In terms of an unrecorded personal best, he may already have one. So even if this PB isn't verifiable and would be an offline PB, it could also just not. Frame perfect inputs. I believe that is what we would call not technically incorrect.
Serp coming up to one of the last bosses of the run, called Umu.
Oh,
there is a strategy to one-shot it, or one cycle, I should say. It looks like she's setting up for that too. I don't know. No tutorial here. Forgive me.
I only recently have learned the one cycle, but that is definitely what she's setting up for. Umu, it looks to my eye, is going to be giving her an extra attack, maybe? Nope, not at all.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Still very close, though.
The good news is, if you miss a 2 cycle, very likely that sets you... Or, sorry, if you miss a 1 cycle, it usually sets you up for a very easy 2 cycle. Which is, for an any percent runner, usually the mark. Cerpin knowing the range and the range of her nail and the knockback of Umu quite well. Not being afraid to go for 6 whole hits of soul, attempting to go for wall-cling storage and getting it, only to allow that to ricochet her backwards in the opposite direction. And actually forwards as well after dunking the acid. To this day, I have very little understanding of how wall-cling storage actually works. I only know how to get it and that it makes you fast if you do it right.
Yeah. All I know is that wall-cling storage persists through water, so cycloning Monomon, sucking up her soul.
I think we may see the result of him performing an e-pogo, but I doubt we will see the e-pogo itself.
I noticed the last time Incognito went the long way, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
With
long way
how much
transition.
geo they've already lost. Somebody in chat disagreeing with your terminology there. I'm going to actually. I was
I mean,
going to agree with them, but it's
it's kind of
honestly.
what it is, isn't it?
It's okay. I'm already coming up with a much deeper innuendo for that.
Let's not say that on stream, though.
Yeah. Possibly should not have called attention to that. Very new to the commentating thing. Uncertain what is given a green light here, but I reckon the tournament, the SpeedGaming channel are quite familiar with the with a variety of individuals and phrases on this. Got it from Slorent? Okay. Well,
Well, that
then we'll blame.
automatically makes it PG, doesn't it? Just
I'm
kidding.
going to have to disagree on that one. If anything, it automatically makes it uwu or uwu related.
True. Serp taking a moment to collect herself on the archives bench, I guess.
Oh, I'm going to actually have to check out Mr. Incognito's Mr. Incognito's stream really quick. It would appear that he is not nearly as far behind
Oh,
as, I mean, at least in terms of time. He's saying that he's about at an hour and 26 minutes on in real time.
I see.
And that the clock is reflecting that because he is using real time, not load removed.
I was thinking that's what was happening.
Yeah.
So basically, the longer he died again in Sea Peaks, did not collect his shade, or sorry, fungal wastes. The longer he's streaming, the more and more delayed it gets because of lag. So right now in his stream, he's at 120, 1 hour and 20. So on the restream, it's 35 minutes. It is very sad. Don't murder your PC. Yeah, yeah. They're at 36 minutes at Incognito stream? Well, never mind.
Yeah, so it's probably just his stream. I mean, it's probably just his stream not being able to catch up rather than anything on SpeedGaming's app. I don't know why I said probably. It definitely is.
Once Cerpin decides to finishes her run, then we'll I'm not sure what we'll do, but I don't think we're gonna fully watch Mr. Incognito's race through. Yeah, that might be true.
SpeedGaming fix lag. No.
Oh, let's not be mean, everyone.
Far past the middle of its life. I do believe that that's a more of a accurate statement than it is.
It is
A demeaning one.
Admirable dedication. That is true. That is true.
So, according to Incognito, he's gotten Claw long ago and was attempting to farm hoppers, but lost his shade a few times. And as a result, is sort of stuck on the dash slash split.
Right.
I believe they've been listening to the stream because they did mention that they should have gotten relics instead, and it's possible that to them our commentary on what he would have to do to get that back was he's on dash slash. Yes.
I guess we'll have to do a forfeit for him.
No, I mean, I'm going to ask for an update on as to whether he was able to acquire dash slash in the end.
Well, regardless, I don't know.
I mean, I don't think that we're going to opt for. Usually we would allow a runner to finish a race, but regardless of the circumstances, once again, there was a 2-hour race that was allowed. But seeing as the viewers are not really able to get any context for this, with the commentators being completely in the dark as to what part of the run Incognito is at, and not being able to commentate at all either. I do think that as soon as Cerpin finishes, we will probably be wrapping up the stream fairly quickly.
We will watch Serpentech's finish her race, yes. She's nearing the tail end of it. Just a couple rough things to go with. Dark Deep Nest coming up very soon here.
To be perfectly honest, Gwonky, there are several people who have joined this tournament with All Skills being their very first speedrun of a game. I believe there's someone in chat, if they would like to name themselves, where Hollow Knight is not only their first speed game, but the first video game they've ever played, and currently speedrunning it. And yes, that is Tira. She is able to declare herself, and she's doing quite well with a 1 hour and 6 minute time on the personal best. And we do have the official word from Incognito saying that he is forfeiting the race and will not be continuing. 1 hour and 20 minutes, I believe, he was not able to acquire dash slash due to lack of geo. Sort of soft locked himself in a way.
Let's get some big support for Incognito, please. He deserves it. He tried his best.
He really did.
GG indeed.
So I will just I'm fairly certain that Cerpin can hear us and that she has decided to continue till the end. She's very close to the end. Only 3 splits after this, I believe. Beast, Shade Cloak, Abyss Shriek, and then I suppose if you count the end split as a 4th, 4 splits.
Should we see if we can get Incognito in the call, or should we wait for that?
I think it would be better to wait on that. Usually, I think I would imagine that it's tradition to have the winner at least come on at the same time.
Yeah.
Especially since it could be a good 10 minutes before Cerpin in real time before Cerpin's able to finish. Yeah, we still have stuff to commentate.
Yep. From the looks of it, with how many grubs Serp has gone out of her way to save, I for some reason doubt she'll have a change of heart and go to kill Milo. However, she might have a totally different perspective on Milo, so we'll have to see. So, okay, Serp accidentally reset her timer, putting it to 0, and then she put up just a random split time for newcomers coming in to watch Chomps. Just to mediate things, I guess. Yeah. So, Serp coming out of the Hera split pretty well. She's got a decently scary part coming up pretty soon here called Sibling Climb. We gotta climb up to the top of a lighthouse to turn on the light in the abyss. I'm sure Cerpin has the talent to be able to get through it pretty well. However, it is some scary RNG there that you have to deal with sometimes. Zero days since Monkey's last competition. Oh boy.
That being a reference to, I believe, a statistic that Wonky has been keeping on his own stream.
How do you collect Shade Cloak without Claw? Some very cursed Shade skips, I would imagine.
Spice. Spice is always the answer. Insomnia being one of the, I would say the few true Spice masters in the community when it comes to randomizers. I mean, this man will go out of his way to look for some extremely cursed.
I'm guessing Mr. Incognito ended stream because his stream has not updated for quite a while.
Yeah, it's quite possible. I mean, honestly, even if... Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was going to say, even if he ended stream, it might spend the next hour trying to catch up, but no. It is more likely that it would just cut out, so...
You want to be a Meister of Spice? Do you have the skills to be #1?
Cerpin getting a very clean sibling climb so far. Only having to take a little bit of time loss, missing a ledge, missing a pogo, but not taking any damage.
Very well done. I mean, when it comes to Spice, not a whole lot of people compare to Insomnia, so it's not a fair comparison because
I'm not sure what sort of advertisement we're allowed to do here, but I would like to give some shout-outs to a brand new category of Spice, 1028 Randomizer. That is a randomizer built around the glitchiest patch of the game and allowing for out of bounds and just a lot of floating, some crazy tricks. And they have been labbing it out. There are a few Spice Masters working on that. So, if you're interested in any 1028 rando, I encourage you to go to the Hollow Knight Discord and just check out what's going on in the randomizer community, because I'm sure if you ask about it, there's people willing to talk.
What is Cirque doing? Turning on her music? Okay.
Oh, for the Hollow Knight fight, perhaps? I'm definitely down for that.
Alright, cool. There is no music in the Abyss, no. She's just gonna turn it on for the Hollow Knight fight.
Yeah, which I'm sure with a person of her level of music taste, being quite high, to be clear, she enjoys the Hollow Knight's theme song as much as I do. It is one of my favorite themes in the game. My favorite combat theme, for sure. So, definitely a worthwhile time loss, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Using a Cyclone Slash there, I have not seen that. It seemed very effective. I'm unsure why we don't do it.
Elected to forfeit the match, and so he turned off his stream. What we're left here is just the after image of where it left off for us. Yeah, that was a spicy cyclone, though. Cyclone's definitely slower than Monster Strat. I mean, if you're comparing yourself to Monster, you've already lost.
Has he, though? I mean, this is a person who's been putting himself within 10 seconds of community summer best.
That is fair.
On every single split. So, I believe he's done quite a bit of comparing himself to
You know
Monster.
what? That was not fair of me to say. I apologize.
It gets some extra soul. Yeah, that is definitely a strat that I think I will adopt. I believe Monster Strat is 0.77 from ComSub. There you go.
A very clean Abyss climb from Cerp.
She's been doing her Abyss climb ILs.
Yeah,
I do believe that she's literally submitted to that leaderboard. So.
That was very, very clean.
Indeed. Just showing off what some of the highest level movement in the game is outside of perhaps the White Palace or the Path of Pain, but is the climb RNG? I believe the placement of the Shadow Creepers is a little bit RNG. Not at all. I could be wrong. Are they all cycle-based? Apparently it's all cycle-based, according to the experts. 0 RNG. Incredible. All skill. Creepers are cycles. Excellent. Sorry for providing a little misinformation there.
How could you? You've disappointed us all. Well, alright. We're coming in for the final act of...
the Hollow Knight approximation of 0 RNG, which is, of course, frame rate dependent, I'm sure. Oh, what are we getting here?
She just forgot where she was gone.
That's quite possible. Going for another 106% strategy, perhaps. Going up there to save a grub.
Now, will she kill Mila? My vote is no, or my guess is no. She will not be killing Mila. She looks like going for a helicopter night. Whoa! Alright, that is not helicopter night, but that is something indeed.
You got the old man knight. Looks like he's on a walker or something.
Interesting.
Wow, would you look at that? Just completely froze the sprite.
Yeah. Got the frame it stop. That's cool. That's really cool.
Like dash slash. Any free slashers in chat?
Grumpy knight.
Can we get an X 2U wide 3?
Oh! Serp with the clean helicopter on the, Cyclone on the last 2 chains there.
Yeah.
That was pretty.
Surely we must have a tier 2 X sub in the chat. Alright, never mind. Apparently the reference is lost. My apologies. We'll get back to commentating this Hollow Knight fight, which actually is quite important. Serpentech's going for the standard all skills Abyss Street strategy. There are easier strategies and less risky ones that some people opt for, but again, Serp being a fairly high level runner, definitely not taking the easy way out. So she will opt for a heal.
Make it to the self-harm phase where she can heal up pretty handily. Oh, except she chooses not to.
Definitely going for a little bit more risk than necessary, but it looks like it's paying off with the Hollow Knight being pretty close to death here, I imagine.
Yep. Oh, so, okay.
Oh.
GG, sir.
GG. That timer for anyone brand new to this race not being entirely accurate or accurate at all. But regardless of that, she is the winner of the race. Sylvie, I believe you're able to mark hers done as I
Yep.
messed up my Discord. I do not have access to that UI at all.
Okay.
Um,
I will
so
mark Serp as done, and I will mark Incognito as forfeit.
all right,
Um,
and it is playing the OST of Hollow Knight for us at the end of the race. I believe that's standard.
mhm.
Hopefully that isn't too loud for everybody in chat. I remember a different speed gaming race where it was a little too loud over the commentators, but that could have been because the commentators were quiet. We should be inviting Serpin Text to. Oh, she's here in the
Yep.
setup room. Do we need to do anything special to get her in here?
She can just hop in, or we could move
Okay.
her in. But I
I
think,
believe we can just. I'll just message her and say join whenever she likes.
yeah, yeah.
Um.
Hello.
Well,
How you doing?
that was an experience.
Yeah, that was definitely quite yeah, the experience.
I did enjoy you keeping it real though, Serpent,
Mhm.
and just going for your own strategies, making the run, giving at least the viewers something to see in terms of the grub saving and the risky strategies.
Not gonna lie, having your opponent lie to you kind of and not like say they have like they're able to have like an okay performance is really, really annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Hopefully we'll
this
be
race
able
was
to.
supposed to start at 2 a.m. my time, and
I
I'm like
yeah, I
literally discussed something with someone starting at 2 a.m. like offering my own time to like benefit them, and then like it's really fucking insulting. To
yeah,
put it
I'm very
mildly.
sorry
Yeah.
for how this turned out. I don't think anyone quite expected that.
Insomnia says it's going to be dealt with, so it is
Oh
very
yeah.
unfortunate, sir. You do deserve it a little better.
A
Hopefully
lot
we
better.
can work out Incognito's issues at some point very soon. But GG,
Mm,
you did good.
Yes, thank you
thanks.
for finishing out the race and
Hmm.
making sure that.
Thank you for good commentary. It made the
All right.
experience better.
I'm
All
happy.
right. Thank you, sir. I believe we can all head off, provided Incognito doesn't intend on joining. Maybe you may want to head off earlier, if you want.
I'm going to
Either
bed.
way, it's fine with us.
Well,
All right.
thanks.
Yep.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir.
Have a good one, sir. Thank you for playing. All right. Any word on Incognito?
He doesn't appear to have an invite to this voice chat or anything.
Really?
I is that supposed to be DM'd by a bot, I believe?
Yeah, it is. Maybe since I gave him the forfeit, it doesn't. I can maybe try to unforfeit and then done.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, then I don't know. Maybe just DM
It's
him again.
possible that he doesn't have his correct Discord information as well.
Hmm.
Um, is there a way we could manually invite him? Maybe just send him the invite link that you
Use the
sent me.
correct Discord. Yeah. I don't. I mean, does that link still work, or has it expired?
Just need the correct ID. He said it says Sigma. Sigma says it will work. So go ahead and send him whatever you sent me.
Okay.
How hard is it to learn this game? I think that if you give it the appropriate amount of hours, that almost anyone can learn this game, barring some sort of I know that there's some people who have some sort of disability when it comes to uh, hand-eye coordination and stuff. But I think barring something like that, the game is very learnable. But it's very hard if you try to learn it very quickly, which is what a lot of runners have tried to do. But there are, as Chump says, a lot of great resources, a lot of people who
I think a very good person to ask about difficulty would be Sirakura here. She started playing the game very recently and almost just as recently has started running the game. So, yeah, if you have any questions, she would be a good one to ask. Cozy. Mr. Incognito has joined the Discord.
Alright, so he should be able to just join this voice chat whenever he wants, if he wants to give some sort of interview. Alright, so you're welcome to talk as little or as much as you want. I guess actually we will be trying to keep this a little brief just to wrap up the stream. I don't know if they have any races scheduled after this. It's quite
sorry,
possible they do.
I think I'm giving an echo now.
Any
Oh,
thoughts
it's fine.
on the performance, I guess?
Well, I didn't actually expect much, so, but what I was a little bit disappointed that I didn't think about actually leaving Dash Slash.
Yeah, from what you were explaining in the direct messages, you had sat on the bench, probably to heal, is my guess.
Yeah.
Not realizing that it would sort of hard save you and lock you there.
And then instead of getting relics, I just had decided to farm the hoppers, but that took a long time, and I didn't even get enough.
Yeah, unfortunately, with your stream as it is, we only saw you make it to Fungal. But hopefully, we
Yeah,
can get
I saw some of the stream
work that
from
the next
yeah.
one.
And I think I might know how to save that, make it the stream better last time, but it next time, but it'd probably be better to just do it beforehand and then do an offline one.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad that we'll be able to sort this thing out in the future, and I'm eager to see how your next races improve upon this. I guess one quick question for you: was streaming affecting your game's performance?
Yeah.
So you were getting like more frame drops.
Yeah, for sure.
Unfortunate.
All right.
Yeah, I think this is a good spot to end it. Thank you, Mr. Incognito, for the race.
Yeah, and thank you, chat, for sticking around through the technical difficulties and through the remainder of everything.
As Serp said, it was quite the experience.
All right, we'll be headed off. So I think we all just leave the voice chat, and eventually a robot will kick us from this Discord.
No, I'll just kick you all right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you have control of that.
Goodbye,
Excellent.
everyone.
All right. Goodbye, Sylvie. Thank you for commentating with me.